Yeah, I just had this call this morning with one of our family offices that are one of our partners, and I'm in California right now. In my early 20s, I live in Berkeley, California, and I drove by the house that I was staying in for $700 a month that had six roommates, and I drove by the corner deli that I used to spend $4 for a sandwich on, and it's amazing, 20 years go by to where I am today and how I had to navigate through owning single families in 2009 through 2012, doing my own flips, to having to go out and recruit small checks of like $10,000 from investors, which then doing syndications in multifamily all through 2016, 2017, in all different markets from Ohio to Alabama to Texas to Indiana, to now being one of the biggest developers in Austin, Texas, in terms of land mass and scale, expanding into Houston, and really on a mission to think back to not just how we have impact through our projects and pay our investors their returns, but also create something that is legacy driven, right? So what does that mean? If you take all of our lessons learned, all the hard yards over the last 15 years, money is a great byproduct of these successes, but we really want to have a footprint and define what community means within these master plan communities. So Red Oak today essentially buys 500 acres to 2,000 acre tracts of land. We build out 10 to 15 year projects, 8 to 10 phases, where we build single family homes, we build pad ready lots for commercial, for med campuses. In every one of our communities, we donate land to the school districts. We also pass through credits of profits to our teachers so that they can buy homes in our communities. And ultimately, what we're really trying to foster is community. And what that means is everyday services, needs, and activities of life are all in these little cities that we built throughout Texas. So
Amazing, absolutely amazing. And Tom has, I would say, an eye for vision, and also an eye for connecting people and teams and bringing them together, and in a great way about persistence and focus, right? So these 500 acres to 2,000 acres tracts of land, like these are called, called mini cities, right? This is what we're talking about, right? Basically building billion-dollar Texas mini cities. So take us through a little bit of those kind of the secrets behind the scenes, especially if an investor's looking at this and they're saying, man, like, what does that look like? Because most people hear about like an apartment syndication or, a debt fund, right? But this is like, master plan community scale. Walk us through a little bit more and let's dig into maybe the steps and how it goes.
absolutely. So, Brett, you're fortuitous in that you get to work with people who are very smart, who have had great success through exits of businesses or stocks or companies or land or real estate, what have you. And you know, while this audience that we're talking to is not just them, I think a lot of them can attest to what I'm about to say. In that, when you take bigger swings like what we're doing, the complexity is vast, right? There are multi-variable equations. Our underwriting is very dense, very complex, takes hours and hours and hours. And it's one thing to talk about upside all day long, but we really don't. We talk about the downside.